All right, so good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. Today is the first Monday of December, which is the last month of the year. Can you believe it? It is 2024 already. It's absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to share some information on how many people added becoming a hotel owner or an investor to their 2024 goals. Okay, let's see. You did. Okay. We got a couple me's. Only two me's. Me. Okay. Got more and more. More and more people that are adding it. Okay. I'm loving it. You're still considering it. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. All right. So we're just going to talk about my story, introduction, what makes a hotel successful, ownership thesis, and then the different pathways to hotel ownership, and we'll leave some time. All right. So this is more of a high level approach for folks who may want to passively invest or actively invest. So my name is Davon Reeves, or the Hotel Queen or Hotel Diva. I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I started off as a front desk agent, and I started my way started as a front desk agent, and I navigated my way in hotel ownership. I moved from operations to corporate by taking a non-paid internship, and that led me to learn my feasibility studies, asset management, and more of the transactional side. So during that time, managed $1 billion in assets. Have a book, How to Buy a Hotel. Currently, I have 30 million under assets. That's in my portfolio and with my ownership group. And then I've been featured in just about everything, with the exception of Essence, I feel like, right? So Georgia State, those are my awards. Georgia State, International Society Hospitality Consultant, Emerging Leader, and Top 100 Influential Hospitality Leaders, just to name a few. Oh, the words are blurry. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it. I think it's because I have a Mac. Because I know if I do this same presentation on a different computer, it works. I think it's because of Mac. But definitely stay connected with me. Can y'all see the words even though they're blurry? So we can see it. So definitely stay connected with me. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. LinkedIn, Vestor.com's my website, and then my Facebook group, Vestor Academy. Yeah, it's clear now. It's fixed. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what happened. Okay. So these are my brands. We have Vaughn Group. That's my ownership group and consulting agency. Then I have Vestor, which is my crowdfunding platform. And then we have Vestor Academy, which is the online school that I have, where you can learn more about hotel ownership and other types of commercial real estate. So throughout this week, I'm doing a series. Today is the first day to kind of give you an overview of hotel ownership. And then tomorrow at 7 o'clock, same time, it's the same link. I'm going to do a presentation on crowdfunding and how you can invest. We may have some folks who want to raise capital, but primarily for folks who want to invest. And then on Wednesday, we will have Andre Williams, who will talk about preserving wealth. And on Thursday, we'll have Mike Ely, my business partner. It's an opportunity for you to invest in his hotel in Columbus. It's a Courtyard Marriott, or Courtyard by Marriott in Columbus, Worthington. So it's an opportunity for you to actually invest in it. So yeah, so that's the week. So definitely some opportunities for you to learn and get some information on how to invest in hotels. So I always like to do a quiz. So even if this is your first time, or this is, how about this? How many people in the chat? Let me know if this is your first, second, third. No, for the people who knew, let me know if this is your first time doing a webinar with me. Okay. Put one in the chat. Okay. Okay, we got some new folks. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, for my folks, this is not their first time. This is what, second, third, however many times. Put fam in the chat. Put fam in the chat. How y'all doing? Hey. I've actually met some of y'all in person. It's so cool to meet y'all in person, right? It's so cool. This virtual world, and then we meet people in person. So it's great. Oh, I didn't finish my question. So there are 59,000 hotels in the United States. So how many are owned by Black people? It's a percentage. The first person who gets it right will get a digital copy of my book, How to Buy a Hotel. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Skip got it. Skip, do you have a copy of my book? Skip was the first one that got it right. It's less than 2%. That's the answer. No, I don't. Okay, so send me an email here. Send me an email, someone from my team, and somebody will get you a free copy of my book, How to Buy a Hotel. So pay attention, stay tuned to the end. You never know what I may drop, okay? Yeah. Skip, yeah, send me an email. Let's see. Okay. All right. So my story. So this is me at the front desk. I really do not have a picture. I'm so sad that I didn't take a picture of me working at the front desk. Like I found pictures of me in front of it, but not behind it. It was so cute because I'm short and the desk was like tall. So I wish I could get like a whole visual. But I had to like stand on like a little ledge on my tippy toes to check in people and sign a registration card in because I was short. Well, I was still am short. But so yeah, that's how my journey started while I was working at Georgia State. While I was attending Georgia State University, I worked at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. That was my first job, my first only actually hotel job, working in an actual hotel, besides doing task force where I went to different hotels around the country. And from there, I was there for about 6.5 years. And so I moved into, I took a non-paid internship for Horwath HGL. And that's where I learned, that was my introduction to hotel ownership with the asset management, development, feasibility studies. That was my introduction. And so I was there. I did a non-paid internship probably for like 3 months. I did that in the morning and I did the Hyatt at night. I still had to pay my bills. Of course, my family and friends thought I was crazy for working for free after graduation. And which I'm glad, that was the best move that I probably could have ever done, because I knew that experience was going to able to take me to the next step into my career, which was making my dreams come true, becoming a hotel owner. And so, and I stayed there for about 3 months, not paid. They kept me on, so I stayed there for 2 years. And I'm fast forward, I moved to Boston and I worked for probably one of the largest third-party consulting asset management consulting firms. And that's where my portfolio was managed, like definitely close to $1 billion. And throughout that time was understanding about the capital, and it was definitely more complex because I was working directly with hotel owners. So that was my game plan. I was like, okay, well, if I can work directly with hotel owners, then I'll learn about the hotel ownership side. That was just how I was thinking. So I was there for 2 years. I moved to Atlanta. I moved back to Atlanta in 2017, started my own firm, the Vaughn Group, a consulting firm. And then in 2020, I met Mike Ely and we bought the Home2 Suites in Oklahoma. Well, that's me and my son at the Staybridge Suite. So that's me now. But the first hotel outside of me working in corporate was a Home2 Suites, 85 room in Arena, Oklahoma. This hotel, and so we purchased that for $8.3 million. Then we acquired the 145 room Staybridge Suites in Indianapolis Fishers. And then we acquired the Hampton Inn Suites in Scottsburg, Indiana. So these two were part of the same loan. So we purchased this for about $17.3 million. So those are the three hotels that we have in our portfolio. So these came together in 2021. Yeah, I tried to be strategic. So tonight we're going to be busting some myths. You personally don't have to have millions of dollars. You personally do not have to be a billionaire, and you do not have to have prior hotel experience. I know there are some folks on here who do have hotel experience, but there are a lot of folks who never worked in a hotel before, and it's absolutely okay. Don't feel like, okay, I don't have hotel experience, I won't be able to get a hotel. That's not the case, all right? So I do recommend some organizations that you should join. NAB put a HOA, LHA, and the American Hotel Lodging Association. NABHOOD stands for the National Association of Black Hotel Owners, Operators, and Developers. Their goal is to increase the percentage of Black hotel owners. AHOA stands for the Asian American Hotel Owners Association. They're more of a legislation lobbying group, but they support hotel owners. They're like an advocacy group. That's probably the best way to explain it. LHA stands for the Latino Hotel Owners Association. Their goal is to increase the percentage of Latino hotel owners. And then the American Hotel Lodging Association. Again, they're more of an advocacy group to help you on your journey to hotel ownership. All right, so let's talk about the difference between active and passive investors. All right, so active investors they're like someone like myself. They're coming in, they're putting a deal together, raising capital, signing a franchise agreement, working with the brands, getting loans on the hotel. That's an active. A passive investor is someone who's like, that's too much work for me. I just want my money to grow. Typically, passive investors, they have a full-time job and they're just invested in a hotel to, for tax benefits or to diversify their investment portfolio. What is the percentage of Asian American? So I got a question in the chat. So what is the percentage of Asian hotel ownership? So Indians, so if we want to talk about Indians, they own over 60% of the motels and hotels in the United States. So that's the percentage of Asian, but that includes Indians. Yeah. And thanks, Zacharias, for putting the website in the chat. Okay. All right. So we had to talk about the four, like Vegas. Wait, I'm confused. What is like Vegas? What does that mean? Vegas. No. Indians from India. Not Native Americans from like in Nevada. No, like Indians from India. They all come from this small little town. I can't pronounce it, but their family comes from this small little town in India. And they own the majority of the hotels in the United States. It's like I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Yeah. But there's a different four pathways to hotel ownership. So you have crowdfunding, REITs, private investing, and hotel syndication. Okay. So you have crowdfunding. So thanks, Zacharias, for putting that in the chat. But crowdfunding is another way that you can invest, and that's passively. Roche will talk about it in a few. REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. You can invest in the REIT. That's probably the most economical way to invest. Private investing is that's when you're working directly with the investor, with the owner. You're not going through a platform or a website or anything. You're just working directly with the owner. And the hotel syndication, that's more of that active approach where you're putting it together. And then also stocks. So stocks and REITs, pretty much, if you're investing in a stock, you're investing in a portfolio, pretty much the same structure, which we'll go through. So based off of what I briefly talked about, how many people they want to be an active investor? Oh, we got some active folks. Y'all want to be active? Oh, okay. When y'all trying to buy your hotel? Y'all trying to buy it in a couple of years? Vincent said 2024. Okay. Andre said 2024. Maritza, I know you active. Oh yeah, next year. 2024. Active. Oh yeah, Angel, you definitely getting your hotel. with me, with you and partners. Oh, you mean if you're going to invest on crowdfunding? Because I'm not. And then I want to start passive. Yep, I love the passive route. So that's a good route to start. So how many people want to do passive? Passive. I'm doing both. That's actually a good route to start. It's starting off passive, meaning investing directly into an asset. And then the next step is buying your own hotel. So we'll talk about we'll talk about that in a few. All right. So how many people have their workbooks? How many people need a workbook? You need the workbook. All right. Oh yeah. Zacharias, can you put the success kit link in the chat so they can purchase the workbook? Angel, you already have it because you were in class last week. And you in my class, so you don't need it. I'm about to say the people who've gotten the course, y'all don't need it. Yeah, put it in the chat. I missed the class. Yeah, the class was in person. Angel, did you like it? Did you like the class? I felt good about it. I felt this is going to give you a good start. It was super great. Oh, I love it. Yeah. No. It was an in-person class, so I didn't record it, Scott. It was in person. So Angel, I think he's the only person on here right now who was with us last week in Columbus to kind of give y'all an overview. So Mike, my business partner, and I, we had an in-person event at his hotel in Columbus, Ohio. So it was probably about 15 to 17 people, maybe there less than 20 people. So real intimate. We toured the hotel. We literally went through questions. It was real intimate. So I felt like everybody had a chance to get their questions asked. Like, sometimes stuff is overwhelming and it's like, oh my gosh. But we went through some deals. We went through how to analyze. We went through how to raise capital. We literally went through each steps of the process on how to buy a hotel. So to kind of give folks enough to get started. So it was maybe like a day and a half intensive. So we took a tour. So we actually went behind the scenes. So Mike showed everyone the boils. We pretty much went everywhere except for the roof. It's too cold and liability. But that's typically what you do. You go look at the roof if you really want it. Because I've definitely been on some hotel roofs before. Oh, Josh, yeah. Okay, Josh was there. Did you enjoy it, Josh? Josh is definitely gonna get his hotel. He be at everything. Okay. How do we get access to the live class? I signed up. So I sent the people who signed up for my course, they got like a severe discount, a huge discount for the but it was an in-person class. Okay. Yeah, it was an in-person class. So the people who signed up for my course, y'all would have gotten a super discount. Like it was like I think 90% off, pretty much off the regular price. So that's one of the benefits. So for the folks who have their workbook, you want to start working on your investment thesis. So like what kind of hotel, this is high level. The book goes into more detail. And that helps. So really when you start, this is for my active people. When you want to start looking for hotels and you start talking to brokers and everything, they're going to know they're going to want to know some basic questions. What kind of hotel are you looking at? Where do you want to buy it? What's your budget? That's what they're going to want to know. So my job is to prepare you all to talk to brands, to talk to brokers, to talk to lenders. You will get so much help if you're more prepared. Okay. So just high level. So that's for the active side. So now I'm going to talk to the people who are passive. So you want to create your investment criteria, even if you're going crowdfunding, REITs or stocks. The reason why, because it's so many ways that you can invest. It's 20 different types of hotels. There are 59,000 hotels in the United States, right? So let's say somebody comes to you and it's like 20 hotel deals now because you don't put it in the atmosphere that you're ready to invest and you want to do something about 2024. So literally how the universe works, you got to get a whole bunch of deals. Like literally you about to see a deal this week and a deal next week. So how you need to know if it works for you, what kind of hotel do you want to invest in, right? Do you want to focus more on cash flow so you can get more dividends every quarter? Do you want to focus on more of an equity where it's just more of a long-term investment and you're really not going to see your true return until like the hotel or at exit, meaning refinance or the hotel is sold? When do you plan to invest? Why are you investing? So are you investing again because you're an equity person or you're a cash flow person? You trying to, you got some money in your retirement and you want to diversify it and you don't want to just sit with the stock market. So you're like, okay, if I invest in real estate, I can write off the taxes. Write off the depreciation. Depending on who you invest with and how much you invest, you can get discounts. So those are some of the things that you want to think about, right? And then how are you going to invest, which we'll talk about in a few, and what are you going to use to actually invest, right? So those are the things that you want to talk about, or you want to ask yourself. Like the returns, it's more and more detailed in the book, but the purpose of this is to ask you these questions. So when you start looking for deals, it'll make every person is different, right? Some people, they want to invest internationally. So personally, me, I don't invest internationally. I say that all the time, but yet people still send me deals international. I'm not going to look at it. Like, I don't even look at the deck because I don't want to do it because that's just me. So I'm not going to waste my time. Right. But again, that's just me. There may be some people who they love international deals. They don't want to do anything in the United States. There's not enough. They want to go somewhere else. That's perfectly fine, but that doesn't work for me. Some people, they want to do boutique. I'm not a boutique person. I'm not that creative. My brain doesn't work that way. I'm more of a franchise person. It's a plug and play. It's just real simple. Hey, I know what I'm getting into. I think somebody had a question about what about boutique? What about a boutique brand? I don't have any boutique brands in my portfolio. Like I just mentioned, I'm not in the boutique phase. So true definition of boutique hotel is a hotel that's 50 rooms or less. That's really a true boutique hotel. It's a small. That's what boutique means. It's supposed to mean small. I think a lot of times people get boutique confused with lifestyle. So a lifestyle hotel could be something like an autograph collection or a tapestry or curio. All of those are considered lifestyle brands, but some people think they're boutique because of the feel is not your typical Marriott or Hyatt, right? So those particular hotels aren't cash flowing properties. Like owners are not, if you're a cash flow person, you're not going to want to develop or buy or invest into a curio because you're not going to be making every money like that every month because there's so many different expenses. Okay. So those are some of the things you want to think about. So I just talked about, this is a good segue into types of hotels. So we have limited service, economy, extended stay, resort, full service, and luxury. Limited service would be like your Hampton Inns. Economy would be like your Super 8s, Days Inn. Extended stay would be like your Home 2 Suites or Staybridge. It have like a kitchenette in it. Or, it's like, it literally has like a mini stove you can cook. It has a larger refrigerator, it has a suite. So people literally can stay there for months on end. And those are profitable for an owner because the labor model is different. A housekeeper is not cleaning the room every day. So that helps out a lot. And housekeeping, that's the largest department in a hotel. So from a labor perspective, labor is the largest expense in a hotel. So that's something that you want to manage well in order to really make some money. Resorts are like, it's all inclusive. You pretty much don't have to leave the resort because everything is there. Like I was in this resort in Mexico early this year. I forgot the name of it, but I think it was Elixir. I forgot. But anyway, it had everything there. It had a mall, it had a spa, it had a gym, It had like 3 hotels. It was a convention hotel, a family hotel, adult hotel. It was, then they had buses to take you to the different hotels. It had like literally a mall. It had a movie theater. It had a bowling alley. I mean, like literally you didn't have to leave. You didn't have to leave because everything was there. So that is what you call a resort hotel. Full service hotel would be like a Marriott, a Hyatt, anything that has like a and of course a resort is a full service hotel because of all the amenities, but a full service hotel will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's what you consider the 3-meal restaurant. And then a luxury hotel is like a Mandarin Oriental, 4 Seasons. So I designed it this way. There's actually like 20 different hotels, but I didn't want to get into the weeds because it's just too much, like condo hotels and all that other stuff. And I didn't want you to get overwhelmed. I have a list in the workbook. I have the list of all the different types of hotels, all the list of the different hotel brands and everything. The top 3 are the top 3 types of hotels that I recommend people to invest in starting off. They're easier to get. They're easier to invest in. The minimum to invest in is a lot lower. When you start getting anything above full service and above, it's going to be a little expensive to invest. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be harder to get a loan. It's you're just in a different ball game in a different league. And I just don't recommend anybody starting off to invest, even no matter how much experience you have. I just wouldn't recommend that because, or how much money you have really, because it's dependent. It also depends on your investment strategy. If you're looking to come into the hotel space to make money, like literally to make money and not write it off on your taxes, then I would look at, now some people, they come into the hotel space, so they'll buy like a 4 Seasons because they're not going in to make money. They just want to write off the depreciation. That's a different type of person. They're like a billionaire. So their strategy is completely different. If you like, look, I'm trying to, change my lifestyle. I'm trying to, really make some money and quit my job and really go on this full time, then start off with limited service economy, extended stay. All right. So what makes a hotel successful? So you have the location, brand, and operator. Okay. Those are the 3 things. That's what the lenders look for. Those are the things that you should be looking for. And so we got a question that says, due to massive, short-term rental. Andrew, I got to be, when people say STR, the first thing I think of is Smith Travel Research, but here you're saying short-term rental. Would you add them to the list? No, I wouldn't add short-term rentals to the list as far, I mean, that's a strategy that I talk about if you want to start, but it's a mini hotel, but it's not an actual hotel because some people, if they want to house multiple rooms. So the question, for those who didn't catch the question was, due to the massive short-term rental growth, would you add them to the list? And the answer is no, I would not, because they're technically not a hotel, even they're a mini hotel. Like if you want to have 20 different rooms, 20 different short-term rental rooms, then you just literally, now you have a hotel. It's just considered a boutique hotel because it's less than 50 rooms. So, but when you have a whole bunch of different short-term rentals and they're all across the country, it's taking out a hotel. You may be operating it as a hotel because of, the management company and labor and all the other stuff, but technically it's not a hotel. So that's my answer. So no, I wouldn't add it to the list. I would add it as a strategy for folks who do want to get into the hotel space, and it's a good stepping stone to understand the business side of it, but I wouldn't add it to the list. So hopefully that answers your question. So again, what makes a hotel successful? Location, brand, and operator. So the location, people, they're not going to hotels just because of the hotel. For instance, even that hotel I was talking about it in Mexico, I think it's Barcelona. That's what it is. I think it's Barcelona. Yeah. So even the hotel I was talking about before in Mexico, I'm not going to travel to that hotel just to travel to that hotel. It was a convention there, and I was a speaker. That's why I went. So again, now some people, they do have all-inclusive. Like, for instance, my son is a huge fan of Paw Patrol. Before he grows out of it. I'm going to take him to the Paw Patrol Hotel or Universal Resort, and either they have one in New Mexico or Dominican Republic. So I'm going there literally because it's themed and it's Paw Patrol, but they have a resort and water park and all this stuff for my son to do. But again, I'm going to a different country. I'm going to be going to the beach. All of that is a location. It's a demand generator. I'm going there because there's a beach and my son loves Paw Patrol. And so we're going to go to the Paw Patrol Hotel. Hopefully he can't hear me because it's a surprise. But we're going to the Paw Patrol Hotel. So, because he just loves Marshall. So I don't know how many people love Paw Patrol, but they got a Paw Patrol. It's a Universal Hotel or Nickelodeon Hotel, something like that. And either Dominican Republic, they have one in Dominican Republic and they have one in Mexico. And so it was all inclusive. I think it was like $800 a night or something like that. But I'm going there and I'm taking my baby there so he can experience it. But again, it's the location, right? The brand. What's everyone's favorite, hotel brand? I already know who's gonna win. It'd be the same brand. Let me know in the chat. Y'all have a favorite hotel brand? What's your favorite hotel brand y'all like to stay in? Marriott, Wyndham. You like to stay at Wyndham? Oh, okay. That's different. Gaylord is a part of Marriott, actually. Berkshire. The Berkshire Hotel? I don't think I've ever heard of the Berkshire Hotel. Marriott. It's usually Marriott and Hilton. Hyatt. Oh, we got a Hyatt. Wyndham, Rosewood. Oh, fancy. Angel came through with that Rosewood. I was just talking about that the other day with somebody. They were saying they was putting a Rosewood. Was that you? I think it was Rosewood in Miami. Hilton. So you like the house? You like to stay at the Holiday Express? Oh, okay, all right. And then Choice. So we got Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt. Okay. And then McKay just said Florida. Where? Oh, okay, Berkshire. Yeah, I never heard of it. But again, there's like over 100 different hotel brands, so it's too much to keep up with. So again, everybody pretty much said a brand, even if it's a smaller brand like a Rosewood. Gaylord was acquired by Marriott, but again, Gaylord is pretty much like a convention hotel, but it has everything there. You don't have to leave. It's huge, it's massive. But again, it's that brand loyalty, right? So that's what makes it. People, they go, so pretty much how people process and how they book, right? So let's say we all going to Disney World. We all going to Disney World and we want to stay near Disney World. And so it looks like the winner here is Marriott. So the winner here is Marriott. So we're going to find a Marriott that's near the Disney World. Does that make sense? It's the location first and then the brand. People don't literally look at they don't understand in their mind. They're thinking Marriott is an operator. So that's why it's so important as a hotel owner and as an investor, you make sure that you have the right operator on your team. And that's what the lender looks for. Because at the end of the day, that's how they're going to get paid. That's how they know, like, okay, if you got a good operator, they're going to make sure that this mortgage get paid. All right. And Choice, Wyndham, IHG, and Marriott, they're the only 4 hotels that offer incentives to minorities. Hilton, I think they're still working on it. And then Best Western is more like a credit union. So it's like 100 different brands. I just put these brands in here because I think they're good for first-time hotel owners or investors, in my opinion. Because of the economy, limited service, extended stay model, those are good. Marriott, if you are just like, oh my gosh, Davon, I have to invest in a Marriott. Like, what are you talking about? Why isn't Marriott on there? I would do like a Fairfield Inn, Residence Inn, or Town Place if you just have, or Spring Hill in that order. Like Fairfield, Residence Inn, actually Residence Inn, Fairfield. Yeah, either between the Residence Inn, the Fairfield, Town Place, and then Spring Hill. If you just got to do a Marriott. Like your life just won't be complete until you get it. Then I would start off with those hotels. Hilton, I would do Hampton Inn, Hampton Inn. I would do True by Hilton. I would do Home2 Suites or Homewood Suites. those would be the hotels that I would start off with. And then we'll get to the operator. And then Best Western is like a credit union, and the other hotels are banks. This is like a membership model. That's all. What about, so who is considered the operator? So the operator is a management company. They're operating the day-to-day operations. So they're the ones who are checking in and out gas. If it's a leaky toilet, they're fixing it. They're managing the financials. They're managing the staff. That's the operator, literally handling the day-to-day operations. So literally, how, and I asked this so y'all can understand it. How many, and I always ask this, how many people have stayed in a hotel and you literally could not pay, they couldn't pay you to go back to that hotel? Right. Everybody, yeah. Everybody, literally. And you like, that's an operator issue, straight operator issue. They dropped the ball. They didn't, it could have been the linen was horrible. They did, the owner didn't, and sometimes it's the owner's fault because sometimes the owners don't reinvest back into their hotel because they don't have any money or they just don't want to. And so that hurts the guest experience, right? Smoke, it could be a party and the doors are thin and it's just a mess. The service, somebody was rude, the food was I mean, it's a number of different things. Like I literally heard every story you can think of because I work at the front desk, and everybody take their problems to the front desk regardless of what is going on in life. So I literally heard every story, every complaint. Nothing can surprise me at this point in life when it comes to hotels. Right. So that's an operator issue if there's an issue. And then there's some people who had the best day ever. And you're like, oh my gosh, this was like the best Hampton Inn experience. That's an operator issue. It's someone who's operating a hotel. So the front desk hears all the problems pretty much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People typically go to the front desk first. They call it literally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so y'all be nice to the front desk agents. Y'all be nice to everybody in the hotel, but really be nice to the front desk agents and the housekeepers. So as an owner, y'all want to take care, you definitely want to take care of your employees because you want your employees to take care of the guests. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, the front desk hear all the problems. Because when they have a complaint, they just go to the front desk because that's where they checked in. That's where they're gonna check out. Like, they're not gonna think, oh, I had a food issue, I'm gonna complain to the restaurant. No, they just go to the front desk. Like, I mean, it just happens. I had an issue in my room. I'm gonna call the front desk, I'm gonna call the operator. So that's usually how it works. Or the phone operator. So everybody's good on the location, brand, and operator. You understand who's on. So typically the operator is a management company. You may have heard that. Okay. Okay, I work front desk night audit at the Hampton. Oh yeah, you really hurt. You really hurt. If you work night audit, you done seen it all, heard it all. Nothing can surprise you. So night audit, for those who don't know, that's like the graveyard shift. Is from like 11 p.m. to 7 at night. I mean to 7 in the morning. And I work that shift too. And your job as a night audit is to pretty much turn the system to the next day. So that's your job. And sometimes, depending on how big the hotel is, the night audit could be the only person in the hotel at night, and maybe security. So true. I'm a GMC. What job? I remember one time, it was my first time doing night audit. The night audit called off, and I worked from 3 to 11. The night audit called off. Oh, that's what it was. It was a really bad snowstorm in Atlanta, and nobody could get to downtown Atlanta, and nobody could get out. So I just had to stay at the hotel. And I was like, look, I got one job. Just be happy that it changed to the next day. So that was my introduction to night audit. So anyway, so ways to invest. So you can use lines of credit, you can use savings, you can use retirement, you can use cash by your life insurance, you can use equity. I know a friend of mine, I don't really recommend this, but he used the equity out, I think it was an investment property. He used it, and then you always want to talk to a financial advisor. So tomorrow on Wednesday night, we will have a financial advisor, Andre Williams, coming on. So if no one has a financial advisor, and you're like, okay, I don't know what to do, then you definitely want to yeah. So those are the different things that you can do. You can work with a financial advisor with. Okay. So then we have the crowdfunding is a way to invest. Like I said, the life insurance, cash value life insurance, and then savings and lines of credit. So anybody has any questions on that? Ways to invest? So these are, because a lot of times people think, oh, I don't have it in my account, but they forget that they have retirement. Like it's gonna be some deals coming up on Vestor, and the minimum can range. And so I don't recommend, so when you invest in hotels or any type of commercial real estate, you don't want to invest anything that you need within like 3 years. So you saving up for a house and you thinking, oh, let me invest in this hotel and I'll get my money back in a year and double it. That's not how life works. I'm just be real. That's not going to happen. So typically I always recommend, one, people work with a financial advisor, but two, invest like your retirement, because you're not thinking about it. Like you're not living off of it. You're not eating off of it. But don't invest your like emergency savings. Don't do that. Like you don't want to do that, because you're gonna need it. And once you invest, it's really hard to pull it out. Okay, all right, we get that. We'll get that. We'll get you in there. Okay. Okay, all right, we'll get that fixed. All right, says, can you explain more the lines of credit? So lines of credit could be, especially if you have really good credit and you have a really good relationship with the bank, you can literally just pull out like a line of credit from the bank. It can be 25,000, 50,000. Sometimes people they just pull, or business credit. Sometimes people just pull like the line of credit and it's just like sitting there and they use it for emergencies or they use it for whatever. So this is for people who I would, if you have, again, work with a financial advisor, because that may not work best for you. So it's basically a loan. So sometimes people just pull out a line of credit so that way they can use it for emergencies or whatever. Retirement, like I said, some people pull out money from the mutual fund, some people pull out, it's self-directed IRAs and QRPs. Some people use the cash value to life insurance. So some people use the equity out of their home. Again, I personally wouldn't do that unless you have like an investment property or you really know what you're doing. Again, work with a financial advisor. Or some people, they raise capital through crowdfunding. So REITs, for those who want to invest in REITs, REITs or stocks is pretty much probably the most economical way that you can invest. There are about 18 different lodging REITs. Go to REIT.com to learn more. Work with the brokerage firms or financial advisor to help you actually invest into the REITs. You can use Morningstar for research. Going back to that investment thesis will help you, because when you look at the different REITs, I don't want you to be like, well, God dang, which one do I invest in? Because some REITs, they only have luxury. So you want to look at the history of it. You want to see, okay, what kind of hotels do they invest in? There are some, and then also see how they perform during COVID too. All right. So that lets you know how they strategize and how they can handle economic downturns. There are some hotels that only have convention hotels in it. So convention hotels, or hospitality in general, is the first industry that gets hits the hardest, but it comes back the fastest when it's an economic downturn. The hospitality industry gets hit the hardest because people stop traveling. Business travel it just stopped. I mean, think about COVID. Think about with anything that happens, it just stops. 9/11 stops. Recession, it just stops. I mean, just because what gets cut, like, well, I'm gonna pay my bill or I'm gonna go to Spain or go to this hotel. Like, what happens? So REITs, REITs is definitely the most economical way you can go in. There's some is per share is like $7. Again, if you buy one share at $7, don't expect to become a millionaire overnight. That's not how it works. don't be surprised that your dividend return is like 2 pennies. Because how it works is based off what you invest in and how many shares you purchase. So the more shares you purchase, the more of a return you could possibly get. And REITs, how it works. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm not about to be setting y'all up for the. I'm about to do that. You like what Davon said? No, Davon didn't say that. Y'all ain't about to catch me. But with REITs, like I said, it's just you can go in at $20, you can go in at $50. Like again, it's up to you and what makes sense. There are some REITs that do, they do a combination of limited service, and some REITs that only do limited service. So again, using your ownership thesis on what you want to do if you're more a cash flow. Like if you're more of an equity person, like investing in REITs that's mostly like luxury, the returns may not be as high as like a portfolio with limited service in it. So, and then we have a question. Wait, it was something about Spain. Wait, I thought I missed it. Then somebody said, okay, any thoughts about outside the US? Oh, me investing or just in general? Oh, brands. Oh, yeah, they want to do it. They definitely want to have a presence in the Caribbean. I think we talked about this last week. The brands are definitely interested. Africa, they're very interested in Africa. They want a very strong brands want to get to as many places as they possibly can, because at the end of the day, they're gonna make money. So if you got some land and you have some resources and you can put the deal together and it makes sense and they can slap their brand on it, they'll do it. So they're all for it. I'm sure if they could, they'll do a Marriott to the moon if they could. You know what I mean? The brands will do it. the brands will do it. The brands. I think Virgin Hotels try to do something like that, right? The Richard Branson. So the brands are definitely looking at Asia, Europe, Africa, and you know what the brands are really looking at? Central America. It's a lot of development going on in Central America. So, okay, it says if a person has excellent credit, how can they start the process of getting qualified for a hotel loan? Okay, we're gonna say that question to the end because that's gonna take some time. Crowdfunding. So crowdfunding typically is for an accredited investor. Accredited investor is, wait, let me go, hold on. I saw a question about a REIT. It says, are they quarterly or monthly? So typically with REITs, it's a quarterly dividend. With REITs, the investment portfolio or the REIT has to distribute 90% of their profit to the shareholders. So you're gonna get a quarterly dividend. Like I invested in RJ Trust. I forgot I invested in. I get it every quarter. I get my dividend. Oh, thanks. And it just reinvests. I don't even take it out. I don't even know how much is in it because I forget about it. So I probably need to add some more shares. But yes, quarterly for REITs. So crowdfunding is typically accredited investors invest passively. Accredited investor is someone who has a net worth of $1 million or more, excluding their primary residence, or they have an income of $200,000 or more. Investor, you don't have to be an accredited investor. You can be a non-accredited investor to investor. CrowdStreet, Realty Mogul, or some other ones, working with a financial advisor to help you go through it, or a CPA to help you sift through it. And you definitely want to do that. So you go to vestor.com to, again, Mike will be coming on and we'll have Amina next week. We'll talk about some of their deals. So think of it as a marketplace for some deals where you could potentially invest in. Okay, so private investing, that's when you're working directly with the owner, the potential hotel owner, they're raising capital. The difference between private investing and crowdfunding, you're still investing directly with the owner. It's just that you're going through a website and it's more of a marketplace. Private investing, sometimes those are harder because you have to know a hotel owner. Like, that's just pretty much it. Like, you have to know one. So unless you're around the circles of hotel owners or investors, you're not going to come across the deal. That's one of the reasons why I came up with Vestor, so people can have access to deals. Sponsor is someone who's putting a deal together. So for the person that was asking about the loan, if you have good credit, you can go through SBA, you can work with a mortgage broker. A lot of times they can help you. It's really more so the credit is good, but the big thing with hotels is experience, because you can have excellent credit, but you don't know what you're doing with this hotel. Like, you don't know how to operate it. So it's great you got excellent credit, but now your credit about to be messed up because you don't know how to operate it, and now this hotel sucks. So and lenders, they don't want to own real estate, so they rather have. That's great you have excellent credit. We love it. We want you to have it, but we also want you to have experience. Going back to that location, brand, and operator. So the process to start getting qualified for a hotel loan is, for one, you need to have a deal. Like, you can talk to a mortgage broker, and I have it in the workbook for the people that purchase the workbook. In the back, in the resources tab, is lenders who you can work with. Oh, absolutely. If you have excellent credit with 20 years of experience to help, you just need the down payment, which is the raising capital part. Yeah, that'll help out a lot. They're like, oh my gosh, it's great. Now we just need the deal. So that's what you'll need, is a deal and the money. So if you got the money, meaning the down payment, that's really what equity is a down payment. All right, so this is high level acquisition process. Investment criteria, that's what we talked before: assembling the team, finding a broker, getting a hotel consultant, finding a hotel, going through different websites. And you find a hotel based off your investment thesis, submitting an offer, after you analyze and you're like, oh, this deal makes sense, we're going to go through it. Then due diligence, that's the due diligence side. And that's after you submit the offer and sign the PSA, and then transitioning from one hotel owner to the new one. So here's some strategies that you can get into that space. You can do some hotel flipping. A lot of people don't realize that. They just think it's only for residential, but literally that's what some people's strategies are. They literally come in, they do value add hotels, and they flip it and turn it into a different brand. Hotel hacking, some people, they actually get hotels with an apartment inside. They live in the apartment, and that's their mortgage, is the hotel. So other people are paying their mortgage. Assuming a loan, that's what we did. You could do SBA financing. That's probably the easiest path for new hotel owners, is getting an SBA loan. That's a government loan. 10 is like 10 to 20%. Partnering with people, that can be you can do it, but it can be challenging because, and I'm getting a lot of people that want to partner like with me, and just like partnering in general. And partnerships are hard, because what I mean by hard, if you don't know the person and if you're not bringing anything to the table, because a lot of people think, well, if they just bring the deal, then you're going to want to work with me. And it's like, that's not a big deal. Like, unless you bring in something in downtown New York City, Times Square for like $100,000, you ain't really bringing nothing. Like, I mean, to be quite honest, like it's so many deals out here, and I'm saying this to say, so y'all won't get, oh, I got this deal and people just gonna want to partner with me, and that's just not how it works. So you have to bring value, and just by bringing a deal is not value. So what I mean by value is, do you have good credit? The biggest thing is, do you have money? Because it takes money to own a hotel. So it takes money and then it takes experience or the right team to operate the hotel. So that's really what you need. So if you're just bringing a deal and that's it, you're not really bringing anything. But if you like, look, I can bring you some money. Well, now we're talking. Or my credit messed up, or somebody credit messed up, but then it's somebody with strong credit and I can guarantee the loan because my balance sheet is strong. That's a partnership. But if you just like, I'm bringing deals, I mean, they don't do anything. I mean, people, they come on my inbox every day saying I'm bringing you a deal, but then I got to do the work. How is that a partnership? You just brought me a deal that I could have found on my own. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that because I'm just hearing this a lot. And that's what people are just like, they want to partner with all these people. and get a deal done, but they're not bringing anything. They're not bringing any value. So if you're not really bringing me any value, I don't want to partner. I mean, it's just that clear. So I need to know what you can bring, because at the end of the day, is with them what's in it for me, right? Everybody, and a lot of times people going out with it's in it for them, and you wonder why you can't partner with anybody, because you're thinking about yourself and not really how you can bring value to the deal. Putting that team together is key to brand stand on that. Oh, yeah, it says I really need to learn about SBA. Yeah, work with a mortgage broker, a SBA lender, SBA qualified lender to help you go through that. It says how much money would be considered a good start? I'd say 6 figures. Yeah, because that'll help out with the application fee, a lot of the soft costs. That'll help with the lawyers if you decide to raise capital. Well, even you probably still need a lawyer to help out with the franchise agreement if you decide to get a management company, and then the PSA, which is the purchase sale agreement, which you'll need after you go under contract. So I would say 50 to 100,000 to start off with, because you're gonna need money. And I think a lot of times people thinking they not gonna get, they don't need money. Like somebody's gonna have to have money somewhere along this line, somewhere, because it won't get done. And a lot of and typically sophisticated investors, they want to see that you have skin in the game. Like I know someone, they invested in a deal and it was nothing but other people's money, and they were the only ones that lost out because the sponsor didn't put any skin in the game. So that's just something to think about too. And another strategy is sometimes work with management companies. Sometimes they find you deals. Now, if a management company find you a deal, they don't want to manage it. So that means they want to take 3 to 4% off, and they may want equity in the deal because they brought it to you. So again, that's just something to let you know. It's always a but, a catch. It's always something. So it says that price range for both active and passive investors. Oh, that's a good question. So the question was, is that price range that I just mentioned for both active and passive, or just active investors? That amount is really just for active investors. If you want to passively invest, it just depends on the deal, and it depends on which pathway. Remember, I was just talking about REITs. You can start off with like $20. Or you can invest directly into an asset, and it could be like $5,000 to $25,000. Like I think we're gonna have some deals on Vestor where the minimum to invest is like $5,000. So that's just something to think about. But again, typically, now I do want to say this: when you're investing in multi-million-dollar assets, and the lower the investment minimum, you're not going to get a lot of equity or ownership. So you can't expect too much of a return. I think a lot of times people, they invest in a really huge number amount, and the return, the actual return, not the percentage, but the actual return may not be as high. So it's just something to think about. So that's why I always say start off with something smaller investing in, because your 25,000 could go a long way, or your 50,000 could go a long way, as opposed to you invest in 50,000 in the Four Seasons, which won't go anywhere. So yeah. Okay. All right. So these are some things to look at: occupancy, ADR, RevPAR. Those are the key performance indicators. If you're working with somebody in hotels and they don't know about occupancy, ADR, and RevPAR, run, because they don't know what they're doing. That is a very good indicator that they don't know. Because if you are in hotels, you will always see occupancy, ADR, RevPAR. That is our KPI. Occupancy is a percentage of hotels that are occupied. ADR is pretty much all the rates, and RevPAR is a just to see, it's a combination of occupancy and ADR. Now you may have some owner operators, I will say, that they won't really, but they'll understand it. Like it's not foreign. Their financials may not just be set up that way. NOI stands for net operating income. It's the profit after all the expenses. You do want to find financials of STR. STR stands for Smith Travel Research, and then cap rate. So those are things that you'll use to analyze a hotel. How to find deals: going through 10X, going through LoopNet, going through Crexi, or working with the hotel broker. I believe we have a hotel broker in the chat. This is your time to shine, girlfriend. Where you at? Where you at? Put your email address. Where you at, Rebecca? You still here? I hope you still here, because I'm so giving you a shout out. I hope she didn't leave. Oh, did she leave? Oh, Rebecca stepped out. Oh, Rebecca was here. Oh, sorry. Well, Rebecca, if you're in my Facebook group. Oh, there she is. I'm about to say, girl, I'm like giving you a shout out. You the only hotel broker. Girl, you better shoot your shot. Drop it in the chat. Oh, Angel, this is who I wanted you to connect with, Rebecca. So y'all should connect offline. I think I sent you her information. So you guys, that is Rebecca Williams. She is a hotel broker. She's just started and she already hitting the ground running. She has a hotel under contract. I think she works some other deals. She is in the space that I was referring to, the limited extended stay and economy. She's in that space. Not all hotel brokers are in that space, so they'll say it can't be done. It's just because they're not in that space. So she's in that space where she can find those type of deals. I would say if you want an SBA loan, I would say stay 5 million or less. Those are just easier loans to get, 5 million or less as a new first time hotel broker. But yes, definitely make sure y'all connect. So Rebecca is someone who, these are for my active folks. My passive folks, but my active folks who really want to like buy something like with the next couple years, go ahead and reach out to Rebecca, get on her list, let her know what let her know what the type of hotel that you're looking for, so that way she can be like, oh, guess what, and when you come to Rebecca, this is what she's gonna ask for: where you want to buy, what's your budget, and what type of brands you looking for. That's what she gonna ask. Say that right now. And Rebecca's nice, so she may work with you. Not all brokers are nice. That's because she just started. Not all brokers who've been in the game for a minute. If y'all don't know those 3 basic answers, the conversation won't be that long. I can tell you that right now. You won't hear back. Rebecca's nice though, so she'll work with you. But not everybody like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm loving that. Go ahead and connect. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. I'm loving all of this. All of this. Yes. All right. It says, what if we transition into owning your own boutique brand? Is active a good entry point? So I get this a lot. Everybody wants to start their own brand, and I think that's great. That's not a part of my investment thesis. I probably won't ever start my hotel brand. It takes too much of my brain cells. I'm not that creative. However, if you do want to start your own hotel brand, this is the route that I would do. I always say that. I know, and I always will say that. Look, if I switch up, you're gonna be like, wait, something happened. No, because it probably won't happen. I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, joking. So for my folks who do want to eventually start their own brand, which I think is great. I personally don't think we need another hotel brand, but because there are a lot of them. But if you do want to start your own brand, the strategy that I would do, I would start off with like a limited economy extended stay, just to buy it, just to have experience in your belt. If you could do like a Hilton start off with like a Hilton or a Hyatt because it's more of a premium brand. So get like maybe like a Holiday Inn Express or a Hampton Inn or something like that, just to start off with, so you have it on your balance sheet. Really understand the hotel operations. If you can get a Hampton Inn, if you can get a Holiday Inn Express, move up to like Hyatt House or to like a Marriott or something like that, like a Fairfield Inn or something like that. And then maybe on your third or fourth hotel, then what you do is get a soft brand with like Marriott. Marriott is Autograph, Hilton is Curio. I forgot what Hyatt is. Don't quote me. Sorry, Hyatt. I love Hyatt. Sorry. And I told you there's too many brands, I'm slipping them. And I don't think IHG really has a soft brand, but Choice does. They have what you call a SIN. And so the reason why I say that path is because by the time you get to your boutique hotel or soft brand, which will be a full service, you'll already will have hotels on your balance sheet. So the lender will be more than likely to approve you, and you already have money coming in. Soft brands and creating your own brands can be expensive. And so with the soft brand, for those who don't know what it is, a soft brand is where you're literally, so we're going to call it the Maritza. Am I saying your name correct? Is it Maritza? Maritza? Is it the Maritza Hotel? So we're gonna call it the Maritza Hotel. So the Maritza Hotel, right? You're like, I'm gonna start my own brand. It's gonna be the Maritza brand. Well, you started with Curio first. That way you can get lending. The goal is to get lending, because a lot of times with lenders, they don't want to work with, like, the biggest thing is, like I said, is location, brand, and operator. So the lenders could be like, I don't want to give you any money because I don't know this brand. Like, Marissa, I don't know. I know that you own this Hampton Inn, and this, you probably had a Fairfield suite. You probably had all this stuff, but you're trying to start your own brand, and I don't think you can do it. But if it's the Maritza Hotel with the Curio collection and you had those hotels in your portfolio, they're more than likely to approve you because you have a proven track record, and then you brought in a really good operator. So now you have the location, you have the brand, which could be like a Curio, whatever, Curio Autograph or whatever. And then you have a really good operator who's in that space, and you bring in a really cool interior designer, and you bring in I'm a person that's gonna put the team together. Me coming up with the brand, that's not, but I can put the team together. I'll be like, oh, if this is the concept you want, these are the people that you need, right? So you're like, oh, I want a green hotel. Now, if I did do something, I would want a whole bunch of green because I love green. But that's it. Maybe the Emerald Hotel. I don't know, because I love emeralds, right? But that's about it. That's it. That's it. That's the far as it's gonna go. But you come up with those concepts, and you bring like interior designer, you bring in an operator, you bring all these, because essentially you are creating a brand. Like, even though it's a soft brand and you're still using the brand's reservation system, you're still creating your own brand. So you still want, you still need those different elements to make you unique. And then maybe after a year or two, you're like, oh, I don't want to work with the brand anymore. I really just wanted to be the Maritza Hotel by itself. By then, the lenders will probably say yes, because you built so much credibility and you made so much money back, and you have a strong balance sheet, that they'll probably say yes. So financing, you can use crowdfunding to raise equity. Some people use it for debt. Some people use SBA, which is a Small Business Association 7A loan. We get up to 5 million USDA loan. That's a government loan. That's really for rural areas. A lot of people don't know about those. It's a lower down payment, lower interest rates. And working with brokers, typically when you're working with a broker, you're dealing with deals that's like $10 million or more. So y'all not in that space yet, because brokers, they're not gonna really work with you less than 10. Well, I take that back, because Tyler will work with you. He's in your workbook. He'll work with you because he closed the Meanest Hotel. So depending on, and then he does SBA. So yeah. So you really want to work with a broker that does SBA. That'll help you. So really what a broker does, for those who don't know, instead of you sitting down calling all the banks, local banks or whoever, and seeing if they do hotels, not everybody does hotel financing. A broker, they'll just do it, and you just pay them a fee, and they'll just find the money for you. They'll literally pitch it for you. You don't have to pitch it. They'll pitch it for you. Could you give them the fee? They'll put a pretty pitch deck together. They go to their circle of people, and they be like, look, this is why I need to loan money to this deal. And that's pretty much it. So you have to pitch the lender that they gonna take on this deal. Then the lender go and pitch. You see, it's a whole bunch of pitching. It's just a lot of pitching going on. I have a broker to recommend. Reach out to me if needed. Yep. See, this is what we do. Y'all like this? Go ahead and reach out to Rebecca. She says she got a broker. So stay connected. I'm on Instagram. Tag me. LinkedIn. If I didn't connect with you on LinkedIn, I'm sorry. Except if requests. I get so many. They be so spammy now. And then Investor Academy, that's the public group. If you take the class, sign up for the class, and you should get access to the private group. And the Investor, get on our mailing list. Like I said, we will have some deals coming up for passive investors. So this is for folks, because I probably won't be doing one-on-one sessions next year. I'm changing things up. Me and Mike, we going on tour. I won't have time to do one-on-one sessions. So this is gonna be my last month doing one-on-one sessions. So this is the special that I have. Zacchaeus, can you put it in the chat? It's the access course link. So if you want to book a session with me, y'all also get the online course. I think somebody was asking, and then the one-on-one session. Typically what people have been doing, they've done the online course and then they'll book a one-on-one session. Yeah, 10 a.m. is the earliest. Yeah, it's the earliest. Yeah, that's the send me a note. Did you get the link? Oh yeah, you did get the link. This is how you know. Send me a note and we'll see what we can do. So that's you can scan it and then put the access core. And also tell me your name that's on Facebook, because some people have been trying to access the private group, but their name not matching how they signed up. So we don't know how to accept you all in the private group. So I'll be spending time in the private group, like answering questions and stuff. You should have received the email. Check your spam, because you should have automatically received the email to book. If not, send me a note. See, how can we accept you on, and that's a completely different name. See, you fussing at me. That's a completely different name. Okay, all right. Y'all see how y'all do me? Okay. Yeah, if you purchased the one-on-one with me, you should have automatically received the email with the one-on-one session. And then also it should be like a support website where you can send a support request, and then that way someone from my team will make sure we get booked. Yep, that was the part. Yep, it's good you sign up for the Black Friday sale because it's cheaper. So I missed it. Yeah, that was a part of the Black Friday sale. If you booked the course, then you automatically got a one-on-one session with me. And you should have received the email. You should have automatically received the email. There was another email that went out earlier last week, where it should have been like the Calendly link. If not, just send a note. Get you taken care of. Yeah, so for the folks, so the online course, this is more so for folks who are active and they're ready to buy within like a couple years. And like I said, typically what people do, they'll do the course and then they'll have questions, and then it's a one-on-one. It's like a 1 hour session. Some people don't use the full hour. They do like 30 minutes, and then they'll come back, and then they'll if they have other questions. But sometimes they may have like a question about the model or something. And so yeah, I'm revamping everything next year, so it's gonna be completely different. No, you don't have to finish the one-on-one. You don't have to finish the course before the one-on-one. Some people, what they've done, they've like midway in the course, or they haven't started the course, and they just talk for like 30 minutes, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna reschedule the next 30 minutes at that, because now I have more questions. So no, you don't have to finish the course. It's just kind of give you that support, because it's an online course, and like you have questions and you like, okay, wait, I got questions, I got this, I need to. Yeah. So the folks who taken a course and who talk to me and they've done their homework and they listen, they've either submitted an offer and they got accepted, or they submitted an offer. And they have a couple people they're under contract. Yes, a couple people literally they're under contract for a hotel. They was under contract for 2, but I told them to let it go because that deal didn't make any sense. So now they under contract for 1 hotel. What'll be replays of these webinars? Yeah, they should be all the replays. typically on the online course, so you'll get a replay of this one. And then also with the course, with the people who take my online course, you get access to the Facebook group, and you also get access to the, so I'm going on tour next year. So the people who who signed up for the course, they'll get discounted tickets to the tour. So me and Mike, so we basically did what we did with in Columbus, Ohio. We did the in-person event, and we did the reception, and we did the tour. But it's different when you do a tour of your own hotel, because we can go behind the house, back of the house. Sometimes they don't. Some hotels, they're funny. They don't let you go back of the house. But you know, when it's your hotel, you do whatever you want. So yeah, so we're going on tour next year. When we do the tour, we're going to some hotel headquarters. We're going to some design. So it's going to be pretty cool. So for the folks who ready, and also during the in-person session, we talk about how to raise capital as well. So yeah, so definitely if you want to sign up, because like I said, I won't be doing one-on-ones next year. So it'll be a completely different model. So, well, this was great. Thank you all. I will see you all for the rest of the week. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about crowdfunding. Wednesday, it will be Andre Williams. He's a financial advisor. And then Thursday, Mike Ely is going to come on, and he's going to share his investment opportunity for you all. So I thank you all so much. I hope that you learn, even for the people who, Angel, I even hope you learned something new. And I just saw you. So I try to, hopefully, I want to make it where every time you join in, no matter how many times, same thing with Josh. He's been on several times. I try to make it where you learn something new every single time, and you have a great experience. Again, my goal is to increase the percentage of hotel owners. So I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you all tomorrow. And we are going to be talking about crowdfunding. Thank you all so much. And you all have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.